No, I totally agree. And again, another thing that woke me up to all this and made me a Christian person is the idea of morality being objective versus subjective. Is that people think that morality is just, you think this is bad and I think it's good. We disagree and it's just, we have different morals. But you can't think of the world that way if you are a Christian who believes in God. You have to have an objective morality. If morality is subjective, then someone can go on and say, oh, the Holocaust with Hitler, who's to say that's evil? If there's no higher power telling you what is evil and what is not evil, which is where we have, thou shalt not murder, which is part of the Ten Commandments, then anything can be construed as evil or good or somewhere in between because there's no objective morality. So having that higher power telling you what morality is was like, wow, that's definitely true, because who's the decider then of morality for all of the laws that we put in place and everything we do in this country and across the world for centuries? Who is the one to decide whether this is good or bad if it's not God?
And then we look at the morality aspect of our society, and then we look at the justice system as well and the laws that govern our society. It's like, who are we following? Are we following the government because the government was the one that gave them the power to actually instill the laws, or who are we following? And that's always been a massive question in my mind of this idea of injustice versus justice and actual morality on laws. Where they're getting them from? Is it just a human being saying, look, this law is right because I believe it is right? Or is it right because it is morally right and it is going to bring about the best form of justice or what we perceive to be right or just in our society? I was doing a deep dive into this at uni just last semester about this very thought of justice, or what is just and what is not just. And I was always curious about this thing where we create laws that are unjust themselves. And so is there such a thing as real justice? Can it be achieved? That's always been one of my biggest questions that I've asked people is, do you believe that we can actually achieve a just outcome for everyone involved? Or is it possible?
I also don't know the answer to that question, but I can answer it as best as I can. I think that we have the justice that might come while we're living in our human forms on earth now, and there's a certain type of justice that are based on human laws, but the real justice that should be fair, because God is an omnipotent being who knows everything that we do, who knows the exact punishment because he knows all. That is the justice that we should be really looking forward to more so than the justice that is happening here on earth. Because as we already know, humans are flawed and, no one's going to be the perfect Jesus Christ citizen living here, right? And so to think that we're going to make some system that is always perfect for valuing justice and giving people the correct sentences and making it fair for everyone is not impossible, I don't think, but it's very, very difficult for something like that to happen. But I do think that it could, in a logical sense of whether it could be possible or impossible, I think it could be possible if it were to happen, but I don't think probable at all.
So it's possible if we look at it from the standpoint of Jesus being the ultimate one to achieve justice, but it's probable, you can correct me if I'm getting this wrong, probable if we as humans try and achieve the right form of justice, even though we are flawed and do make a lot of mistakes.
No, I'm saying it's improbable. It's improbable that we would ever make something that's perfect to make it all just for everyone.